Alright everyone, welcome back. It is Thursday, around 5 o'clock, so the Odyssey for this week came out just about an hour ago. So let's have a look and see what there is to see. Instructions unclear. Back to the basics with no monkey knowledge allowed. Okay, interesting. So I've already had a small glance at this. I haven't looked into all of the details, but I have opened it up and had a look. There's one big issue that I'll go through after I've looked through the island rules. Alright, so no monkey knowledge allowed, so even if I think I do have it enabled because I was just playing some fun games in my free time. So it's essentially disabled for every map, I believe. Yep. Okay, so no monkey knowledge allowed. Medium standard 1 to 80, Monkey Meadow. Town center, hard standard 3 to 85. Okay. Off the coast, hard reverse, 3 to 80. Another brick, hard standard, 6 to 80. And cornfield, easy, double HP Moabs, 1 to 80. Okay, so the maps themselves, as well as the difficulties of them, don't seem too extreme. Cornfield may prove otherwise, but generally these aren't looking too bad for us. Okay, so let's have a look at what we can pick. Now, here's my biggest pet peeve about all of these Odysseys that ninjakiwi needs to fix. Crew details. Right? So these are the monkeys that were allowed. We're limited to not being able to use the alchemist or the druid, which is a little bit sucky, but what are you going to do? They've removed them for some reason, I don't know what. The powers I'd never really look at anyway. And it says here that we can use all heroes. And there's only one seat, so we can only pick one, obviously. I'd love to see an Odyssey where we could pick multiple heroes and place multiple heroes. I think that would be a really cool twist, but at the moment it says all heroes, but when we click play and we click heroes, we can only choose these 4. I don't know why that is. It does not correspond to what it says about the crew details, which annoys me, because Etienne exists, Admiral Brickle exists, Ezeli exists, Pat Fusty exists, all of these great heroes that we could supposedly choose according to this menu, and yet it doesn't say so here. So, we're going to go with Oben, because Oben's just great. We can't ever go without our ninja and our mage, especially not while we are missing our alchemist. There's no alternate balloons around, which makes me feel like we could safely do some banana farming. How many maps are there that have water? Let's have a look. 2. Oh, 3. And they're the middle 3. But overall, I don't think we really need any water-based monkeys, so let's go with 2 dart monkeys, because apparently we can only have 2. Let's go for a bomb shooter. Maybe 2 tack shooters, or tack sprayers, what are them? Yeah, tack shooters. I don't feel like any of those are really great. I'm hesitant about picking the subs and the boats because it means for the maps that don't have water, we won't be able to use them at all. So that's just a wasted space. Let's go glue gunner. I feel like we don't use the glue gunner enough. It's funny how they limit all the towers that I typically use for massive damage output. Do we go for a village maybe? Village might be good considering we're doing a lot of primary towers here. Yeah, let's go for a village. Village, and then we'll get another cannon, I think. Okay, I think this is what we're going to go for. So Oben can pop leads, Ninja can pop camos, Mage can pop camo and leads. I say Ninja can't pop leads because the path that I take with him doesn't really pop leads, but obviously Ninja can pop camo and leads if you really want him to. Banana farm for money, dart monkeys for DPS, cannons for cleanup, tack shooters for just being tack shooters and amazing, glue gunners for the Moabs, especially on the last map, and village to buff all of our primary monkeys, all 4 of these guys. Alright. And as usual, we don't use powers because we don't care. Let's get started. See how we do. Alright, so I guess this is essentially trying to take us back to BTD5, where we weren't allowed monkey knowledge. What monkey knowledge? Monkey knowledge didn't exist then. Oh! I forgot I got the little wolfie pet for Oben. Aww. I knew there was a good reason to pick Oben. Alright, so if you guys don't know, I haven't actually used Oben in a video for quite some time, but Oben is a very nice hero. If you haven't tried out Oben, or if you haven't bought Oben, I believe he costs some monkey money, maybe like 800 or something. Definitely get him. 100% get him. Oben is amazing. He can pop lead balloons immediately, so you don't need to worry about leads. His first ability can pop camos, because it's like he lays a spike pile on the ground. Yeah, here, creates a spiked bush on the track that can pop 50 balloons, which is already pretty good. And he buffs a bunch of magic monkeys in his area. Obviously, druids would get buffed more than all the other monkeys of the magic kind, but they still get some buffs, so it's still pretty good to have your magic monkeys around Oben just for a little bit of buffs. So if you didn't know, I believe a lot of these upgrades are related to druids specifically, but there are ones like a lot of the upgrades will be like, oh, buff all the magic monkeys and then druids get more. Yeah, just like that. All magic monkeys get +5 range and +2 pierce, druids get an additional +1 pierce. So obviously best option for Oben would be the druids, but you know, if they just left out the rest of the magic monkeys, he may as well just be some sort of druid buff all by himself. Which isn't really a hero type that we've seen just yet. One that buffs only one tower specifically. I guess Admiral Brickle's pretty close when buffing like water-based towers, but yeah, so obviously Oben would be best when tied in with druid monkeys, but we're not allowed to have them in this Odyssey, sadly. So our strategy does not change all that much if we're lacking the alchemist. We still want to get a 401 ninja, and luckily we were able to afford to place Oben straight away. Oben is semi-expensive, and so on some of the later maps, maybe on hard difficulty, we won't be able to place him immediately, so we'll have to start off with the ninja, but that's not too bad in itself. I think, honestly, one of the hardest maps on this would probably be the brick wall map, because I think that's the one where we have to go to 85. Is it? Is it? No, we only have to go to 80. Okay, that's not too bad. But the brick wall map in general is a little bit iffy here and there, you know? It doesn't loop around on itself very much, and the big brick wall being in the way can be quite difficult, so we might have to rely on our magic wizardy monkey there. Because once you get a certain upgrade for your wizard monkey, he no longer cares about barriers existing. He just shoots over them. Aww. 100% worth it spending all of those trophies to get Oben's little pet dog. 100% worth it. So, okay, so I've got questions for you guys. First of all, how do you feel about me splitting up the Odyssey into 2 parts? Are we okay with me posting the first part on the day of the release of the Odyssey and then the second part the day after? Or would you guys prefer one big video of the entire Odyssey all the way through? I have to say I've been breaking it up into chunks just so it's a bit more digestible for you guys, so that it's not all like a 2-hour or even an hour and 45 minutes or so video for you to have to like skim through. I could put timestamps in if it makes it easier, but I just want to know what you guys think. Would you prefer it to have it like it is, where it's just like broken up into part 1 and part 2, part 1 the day of the Odyssey beginning and part 2 the day after? Or would you prefer all in one go, part 1, well, not part 1, all in one go on the day, the entire thing? I want to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys want, because I care about you guys. If you guys have a preference, I'd love to hear it. Also, if you guys do have any challenges that you'd like me to do, any of your own or any of other people's that you would like to see how I do or how I fail at doing them, please leave them down below. I will happily attempt every challenge sent to me. I cannot guarantee that I will pass every challenge sent to me, and I obviously can't guarantee that I won't pass every challenge sent to me. I'd like to pass them all, but I probably won't. So, in saying that, win or lose, I will attempt every challenge in the comments and have it recorded and put out on a video for you guys. And yeah, do let me know if you have any challenges. Put them in the comments. Put them in the Google forums I have in the comments section, or in the description. And yeah, we can start playing through some of your levels, which I think will be quite fun. So, I'm gonna get a weird combination here. I'm gonna go top path and bottom path. Bottom path for the discounts and top path for the primary monkeys. So I'm just using this first level as a sort of test run to see how well that would work. Man, I can't speak today. Alright, so we're looking pretty good for now. Ninja and Oban on its own can usually handle a Moab. I don't know if that still holds true. It's been a while since I've played with Oban, but I think it would. I don't see why it wouldn't hold true. Let's place a cannon right about here. Put it on close. Never forget to throw this out, because essentially, like, one of my favorite things about Oban is both of his abilities, like, they don't require you to have timing down, because he's just placing both of his abilities on the track. So it doesn't really require you to have expert timing as to when to place it on the track, because it's RNG. And it also just sits there. So you can kind of just place it every single time it comes up, because you can have multiple of these abilities on the track at one time, like that, because I think they have either a 3 or 2 round limit, so like after 2 or 3 rounds they'll disappear, like that, just on their own, or if they get overloaded by balloons, which is, what, 50, I think it said? And then as Oban levels up, it'll get stronger, so it'll be able to hold like 100, 150, something like that. Alright, but so far so good. We've got a recursive cluster, which is amazing damage. And I feel bad, because my little oh, he just moved over here. I thought he disappeared along with the totem. I feel so bad, because this little pup right here, I get that he's whining to like show that he's a puppy, but I don't want him to whine. He's a little cutie. I don't want that. So we'll get primary training, which I believe buffs the range, pierce, and projectile speed. Pretty nice. And then we'll get primary mentoring. So now, whenever we build or place a primary monkey within the range, look at that range of a default dart monkey. And now we get the first upgrades for free. So we get those two. And then we'll go for our usual Crossbow Master. Look at that range though. Who needs an alchemist when you have one village? Just the one. And even now, like, Crossbow Master gets a massive range increase. So this isn't even its final form. So I think we are comfortable enough to place our banana farm. And then perhaps get long life bananas. I don't know if we'll need anything else. I don't really want to waste too much money on this, considering we're halfway through. But we're not looking too bad. We are absolutely crushing it so far. And I'm so glad none of these maps make us go to 90. Because everybody knows when DDTs get involved, things get broken. Alright, we'll just get a bank so we don't have to look at this very much. Yes, I think we've got a pretty solid defense already. Ninja, Bomb Tower, Oban, and the Dart Monkey. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. But yeah, I think the only difficult levels are going to be the brick wall one, just because that map is very linear, as opposed to something like this, where it loops around itself and then back and forth multiple times, so that monkeys can have really good placements. But yeah, brick wall's going to be a bit of a pain. The double HP Moabs shouldn't be too hard, but it might be something to keep an eye out for. And the one map where you go to 85 could mean multiple ZOMGs, so you're going to need a solid defense to take those guys out. Okay, so we can handle a Moab fairly easily. Nothing too strenuous. But yeah, I think we just save up for Crossbow Master now. Our bank will be reaping in the money. And we see how we go from there. Oban, what level are you? Okay, very close to the wall of trees. The wall of trees is exceptionally good. And then once we get our Crossbow Master up, we shouldn't have to worry about quite a lot of things, to be honest. Okay, who here can pop camo leads? Not really any of you. Interesting. I suppose I could just get a Wizard Monkey up. Do I get a Wizard Monkey up just to pop camo leads? Maybe. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe we'll have enough for the Crossbow Master within that time frame. How much is it? 25k. Yeah, I think we could make it. It's definitely possible. Alright. Just need to get through a few more rounds. And then Crossbow Master will be ours. I really wish the dog, as well as Gwendolyn's Firefox, actually did something, but I guess that would kind of unbalance the game slightly. Just because it's like, well, if you didn't have the pet, then you'd be at a disadvantage. But there's our Crossbow Master. Gotten up quite early. Here's the wall of trees. This lovely ability eats Moabs and DDTs, if this guy can see DDTs. Literally just eats them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It just gets eaten. And then the Moabs just have to deal with that. And even better, if you've never used Oban before, it eats them, and once it gets full and explodes, it explodes with money. And very odd, like, pro to choosing Oban is that Oban is the only hero that in Chimps mode can get you, or is the only tower that in Chimps mode can get you some extra cash. I'm not sure if the village upgrades at the bottom still work in Chimps mode, but I know Oban's second ability definitely still works. So if you're looking for some extra cash when going through your Chimps modes, it won't be a lot, but Oban's the hero to pick. Alright, so maybe we'll save up for attack zone here. Or do we save up for primary expertise? Adds mega ballistic up attack, plus all primary monkeys in radius get more popping power, and tier 1 and 2 upgrades for free. Now that's pretty nice, not gonna lie. And look at this Crossbow Master. Absolutely slaughtering. Also, another good reason to pick Oban. Round 63, usually if you've got your ability up and there's still one out on the field, your trees can eat most of the first and second waves, and then you can just use your ability again for the third wave. Or, if your defense is really lackluster, your first tree can eat the first wave, the second wave can be destroyed by your towers if they're strong enough, and then the third wave you can use your ability again. Easily smash through wave 63, one of the notoriously dangerous waves. Alright, so we've got quite a few 5th tiers to go for here. Like, we've got a nice variety to choose from. And our bank is just very kindly handing us out wads of cash. Oh, here's a BFB. How do we handle BFBs? Fairly well. Look at us go. The fact that our trees haven't even popped yet means that nothing significantly has actually been swallowed up by them. Like nothing of significance has actually been taken in, because usually like a full wave of ceramics would easily swallow it whole. But in this case... Also, you have to remember, because one of the monkey knowledge upgrades is for the bank, and it allows it to hold more cash. So you need to watch out for that if you're a player that has that ability, because this is only going to get to 7,000. And you have to remember to collect it at that point, otherwise you'll be waiting for cash that won't be coming in. So, as an example, let's use this ability again. Sadly, you can't have multiple of the second ability out on the track, but there's all our cash. Reap it in, get the tax zone, and now I feel so much safer. But I would still like a wizard. Get him right there. We won't get like an insane wizard or anything. We'll just get like a shimmer, just to make life a little easier for some of the other towers that can't see camos. Oh, maybe we'll get a necromancer unpopped army to resummon balloons, but I apologize, I've just been rambling for 72 rounds. I'll try to cut it down in the next one, in the next map, but yeah, essentially once we got the Crossbow Master and the tack zone, we were pretty much safe for the rest of this game, actually. So if you don't know, I've got the two glue gunners for the double HP Moabs, one for the Moab glue and one for potentially a balloon solver. But as of right now, it doesn't seem too necessary. So let's get that, just to summon some balloons of our own to fight back. Man, when the game first came out, and I saw this ability where you could like launch balloons back at them, I loved that idea. I absolutely adored it. And then with Prince of Darkness you can summon Moabs to send back at the balloons, just to get a bit of payback in for all those times where you've lost to Moabs or DDTs or something like that. You can't send DDTs, but still, for all those times. But yeah, look at that Dart Monkey's range. Just how insane it is. It pretty much covers the whole map. If we had him in the middle, he would see the whole map, which is just crazy to me. Alright, so we get ready to collect. Actually, yeah, we'll collect now, why not? Yeah, there's really not much that we need anymore now. So I think we're just gonna cruise our way through the rest of these rounds and then see what the next map has to offer. Alright, and then this is finishing up round 79. Beautifully so. Do we have another 5th tier we can just buy randomly? Primary expertise. Alright. And wave 80, once again, as expected. Easy. Doesn't even get past the first bend. Alright. First map down. On to the second. Let's go. No messing about here. Same principle, no monkey knowledge allowed, except I think this is hard difficulty, or medium. So yeah, we cannot afford Oban off the start, so we will need to find a good spot for a ninja. And the tricky thing here is that we only have 10 lives, so we need to find a good enough spot so that we don't lose any lives off the early game, because 10 lives is not much to work with if you aren't used to the original 200. or 100 depending on the difficulty you're playing. Yeah, this is not an awful lot to actually have. Ooh, so maybe... Now, I don't mind losing 3 lives here, but I would rather not, if I can help it. So, do we go for the Seeking Shuriken? Would the Seeking Shuriken have helped us there? I think it might have. So we'll just see how we go when we buy the Seeking Shuriken. Because usually for Chimps maps, or like Chimps mode, Seeking Shuriken is usually not a good upgrade. It's much better to save up for Ninja Discipline. So I'm just seeing if that holds true. So we'll buy Seeking Shuriken immediately. See if that'll help out. It really doesn't change all that much, so we're gonna start off with a different strategy. We're gonna place our first Dart Monkey here, setting him up to be a good Crossbow Master. No, we should really have a Crossbow Master set up like here. So we'll have one there, and then we'll set up another Crossbow Master. No, we can't set up another Crossbow Master, we don't have that monkey knowledge. We don't have any monkey knowledge. But we'll set up another one just here. We'll see how 2 Dart Monkeys fare, if they can do any better. I think I have a sneaking suspicion they might be able to do a bit better here than just 1 ninja. Okay. Maybe even attack shooter if this doesn't work. Okay, that does seem like a bit much for 1 Dart Monkey, but he gets it handled. Alright. So now we can place our ninja where we wanted to. Now that we've got enough damage to hold off the first few waves, and now we can just progress as normal. Alright. Now, the only thing is, we have placed both of our Dart Monkeys. And although this isn't an extreme Odyssey, this does mean we will have to pick which one will become the Crossbow Master, and which one will just stay a regular Dart Monkey. Or rather, just go to a triple shot, because triple shot's pretty good. Interesting. Which one of these guys should get promoted? Who placed first? You got placed first. Interesting. I do like leveling up my named monkeys. So if you didn't know, there is a upgrade in the... What are they? Are they crowns? Trophies. So there's an upgrade in the trophies store where you can name the first monkey or the first type of tower except for heroes. So the first Dart Monkey I place is called Agma, and the first ninja I place is called Zero, and basically their stats get recorded, and so over the course of many games or many Chimps modes or many Odysseys or however many games you play, the stats of these specific monkeys will be recorded, and you can have a look at them in your stats menu, which I think is really cool because it shows you exactly which towers you place the most. Like if you see Zero in my list, you'll see that he has much higher pop count than pretty much anything else, and Agma's pretty high up there as well, just because of the amount of times I've placed a Crossbow Master. Alright, so we'll put Oben here. I completely forgot about Oben, but to be honest, sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's good just to take your time with other monkeys and trying not to save up for your hero immediately, because especially for the more expensive ones or the harder difficulties, it may be a while before you can actually place your hero without putting yourself in danger, especially on 10 lives only. So just keep that in mind when you're playing through. Okay. So we're just about up to double shot, which is usually a very good point in time, because Bloom Jitsu isn't that far off. And then Now, we can't... Oh, we can pop leads. Oben can pop leads. Right, that's good. Okay, so we need something that can pop camos and leads. Do we go for another Crossbow Master to do that? Or do we go for something else? Like a Wizard Monkey? I think... once we get the Bloon Jitsu up, then we should go for maybe a banana farm? Because I don't know if this is true or not, but I personally believe that Oben, with his first ability, and a Bloon Jitsu ninja can take on a Moab by themselves? I think? I don't know. Especially when the ninja's not actually in range, but that can be altered with the village. Alright, but let's see how we're doing here. Not too bad. We're almost at Bloon Jitsu, so we can almost calm down a bit. And... come on. We're practically there. And... there it is. Alright. So now, I think we're just going to be farming until wave 39. And then, see how well we fight against the Moabs. I'll see you guys when I get there. Okay, so we've just gotten a 2-2 banana farm. We got it pretty much right after I edited the video there. But here's what I'm thinking. If we get a cannon right about here and go for recursive cluster and heavy bombs and set him to close, my idea behind this... oh, that was terrible placement. Oh, oh. Oof. We're going to retry that one. But my idea behind the recursive cluster, if we set him to close, is that he will primarily be shooting right here. And then the cluster will spread out to like here. And then that will spread out to like here, covering pretty much the whole area. Which is exactly what I like. Getting maximum coverage. So it will slow this down. And hopefully Oben's ability will be put in a bit more of a nicer spot. That's better. Okay. The power of RNG. So, that's the good thing about Oben's ability, is that it's not always so straightforward. You could use it in one level and then use it on the exact same one again and get a better outcome, depending on where it is placed and at what point in time. Whereas some other abilities, you could just use them and they'd do absolutely horrible every single time. So, we're getting the bank while we still can, because in between rounds 40 and 50 is like a little momentary... a little bit of peace, I guess you would call it. You just get a momentary time to relax, I suppose. So, we will do this. We will not be going for the bottom path this time, because I do believe we need more camo detection, at least for the most part. So we'll get primary training, and then once we get the camo detection, we can go for something like a 5th tier dart monkey, or instead, I don't know if this is cheaper or not, but I'm thinking we could go for a balloon solver. Because we're only going to 85, we're not going to something like 90, which is crazy. So, I think we could... oh, and he does fit in quite snugly here. So we'll go for a balloon solver, which is a bit of an investment, because he's quite expensive. But we do have the bank on our side, and we now have primary training on our side, which has increased our Kaluga's proficiency in most regards. And then we'll even upgrade our Dart Monkey just a little so that our Moab popping power has at least some improvement, because technically we haven't changed much in terms of Moab popping power. So we'll just keep that in mind, and we'll get this balloon dissolver, before we get to the balloon solver. Come on, there we go. Balloon liquefier, that's also pretty good. See, this is what I mean. That recursive cluster, any regular balloon that goes through there is just going to get obliterated. Ooh, that might have been a bad time to use the ability. Yep, it was. But our popping power has increased quite a bit. There we go. It's all due to the glue gunner. That extra damage. Oof. So necessary. How are we doing on the bank situation? Not too far off. There's the balloon liquefier. Bank is getting close. I do kind of like the bank at that caps at 7,000 rather than 9,000. Is that weird? It's a little weird, but yeah, I do kind of appreciate it a bit. So we'll get some Dart Monkey buffs here. And then we'll do that. I don't know why, but I'm always a fan of the triple shot. Like, I hardly ever get it. I always go for crossbow usually, but triple shot is very appealing. I don't know why. Okay, so now I think we'll be saving up for our balloon solver because it's cheaper than the Crossbow Master. Keep that in mind. Well, at least the 5th tier part is cheaper. Maybe not everything beforehand, but yes. So we'll be going for the balloon solver now. Hopefully in time for wave 60-ish, around about there. But we'll find out soon enough. Okay, first BFB. So long as we can pop the BFB before the trees here, we should be good. And we easily can. Nice. So essentially these trees can pretty much... Wait, what? That got a lot further than I expected. That is not good. So we will collect this and then quickly get the balloon solver. I did not expect all the balloons to rush straight through those trees like that. Not going to lie. But luckily we are very close on money and we'll get it before 63 anyway. So there is the majority of our defense right here. So I believe that we should be fine to now wait out and see if we can get Crossbow Master for a bit more damage, and then potentially something else. But yeah, just look at this. When the ceramic waves show up, look at this pop count. Easy. So the ceramic wave is around 3,000 pops, right? And then that one was worth around 4,000. Insane. Absolutely insane. Alright. So, while we're saving up, I'm just going to be collecting from here, using my abilities every now and then. I'll let you guys know if I use them like out of desperation rather than just to use them. But most of the time I'll just be using them for cash and things like that. So, I'll see you guys when we get enough money to get something cool. Okay, we can now get a Crossbow Master, which will make this a duo tag team of just absolute damage. Honestly, the Balloon Solver and the Crossbow Master are probably my two favourite 5th tier towers as of right now. They honestly just go absolutely crazy. So I think we can honestly just win with this, but I'm going to try and get primary expertise in the meantime. So until then, I probably won't be using my abilities very much, because this tree in the back here is actually perfect placement for if anything slips through, and we don't really need the extra money at this point anyway. So I'll just be using this ability every time it comes up, and then I will see you guys if I can get primary expertise before the end of this. Alright. Okay, and then just like that, primary expertise, fun fact, turns this village into an attacking tower by throwing a glaive or bladed, spinning bladed disc thing. It does massive amounts of damage, I should add in, and can pretty much aim across the map. So look at that. It destroys BFBs before they even reach these guys. And beyond that, also buffs our Dart Monkey and our Balloon Solver even more. So, what I'm trying to say is, I'll see you guys at the end of this level. Alright, final wave. Just look at this guy go. He's probably going to cut... Yep, he's cutting the watermelon already before it even touches these two damage dealers. And... look at this monster of a combination right here. Primary Expertise, Balloon Solver, Crossbow Master. Nothing was going to get past this for quite some time. Alright, and then that is the first 2 levels completed. We will finish off the last 3 levels in the next episode. But do let me know down below if you enjoy this style of how I release the Odysseys, or if you would prefer it all in one video. It's going to be quite lengthy, but I can include timestamps for each map. And let me know down below if you have any challenges or anything else you'd like me to try out, try my hand at in BTD6, and I'll do a future video on it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.